Hello, future English speakers. This is a radio-style talk show with some music and slow English brought to you by your English Mama Swing. I hope you're all having a lovely day, afternoon, or evening. This is my second radio-style video. And to match the reflective mood of today's show, the background images you see are photos of windows I took in various places I visited this year. I guess I can call them Windows 2025. The first radio-style video was published in the summer of 2025. And now I'm recording this in mid-December 2025. Yes, another year is already coming to an end. I don't think I'm the only one who can't help thinking about how this past year has been and what kinds of plans or even dreams we want to chase in the year ahead. For me, this month marks one full year since I published my very first video on December 19th, 2024. My main goal here is to teach English through music. I create English songs to help you learn grammar and useful phrases. You may think it's a strange method, but trust me, it works. I'll be playing some of those songs today. I hope you'll enjoy them and maybe learn a few things for your English listening and speaking skills. And honestly, part of me hopes you'll watch my older talking videos to discover more about this method and some tips for learning the language. I say part of me because the other part is a little embarrassed by how I look and sound in those early videos. In one of them, for example, I only recently noticed that a bit of my hair was sticking out of my headscarf the entire time. But hey, as I often say, what you need is not perfection. What you need is action, execution, and attention to what you do, not how you look on the outside. So, hair sticking out or not, I'm proud of this channel and all the videos I've made in the past year. I've been posting almost weekly. These days every Tuesday. And that is my biggest achievement this year. This year also brought something sad. My ex-mother-in-law passed away earlier this year. I met her when I was 24. I was fortunate to know her well, and even after my divorce from her son almost 20 years ago, we stayed on good terms. I used to love listening to her stories from her younger days. I don't think many people around her knew, but she was a wonderful storyteller. So good that I could almost see the scenes in my mind, like films, just by listening to her. She was a petite woman with a huge heart and soul. She rarely spoke strongly or criticized anyone. She would just gently share her thoughts about life in a very calming way. If she had spoken English, I imagine her phrases would never begin with something like, "Oh, you should," "I would," or "I think." In my memories, her words often started with "it" or "it's," which is funny to say because in Japanese, we don't really have that kind of it construction. I realized this while I was writing the lyrics for the song It's Alright. As I put the words together to show how it as the subject works, I felt like those are her words. It's okay to feel lost in life. It gives you a brand new start. It helps you find a different way. She was 94. お母さん、いつまでも大好きだよ。It has been a great pleasure knowing you and having you in my life for the past 35 years. I love you and I miss you. Here's It's Alright.
Hey, it's good to see you. I know it's been a while. It might seem strange that I'm back. It's not easy to explain. It took me so long to find an answer. It would be great if you could just stay. It's funny how things can change so fast. It shouldn't be a surprise. It's right in front of your eyes. It's okay to lose, you know. It gives you a lesson each time. It always makes you stronger. Well, it's already getting dark. You know it's raining out. It might seem unfair that I left. It wasn't easy to decide. It made me realize I wasn't alone. It took time to see what I really lost. It's sad how things always come and go. It shouldn't be so hard. It's worth giving it a chance. It's okay to make a mistake. It's not the end of the world. It only makes you stronger. It's funny how things won't change sometimes. It's not too late to go back. It's alright to take your time. It's okay to feel lost in life. It gives you a brand new start. It helps you find a different way. If you change the way you look at it, it's up to you to follow your heart. Hey, it was good to see you tonight. It would be great to talk again.
Do you ever feel like you're somehow moving against the mainstream in what you do or say or think? Do you ever feel like you might be the odd one out? It's often easy to blend in and do what others do. Sometimes you really need to. And sometimes life pushes you into situations where you must be different. Different from others around you. Different even from who you used to be. Or you may suddenly find yourself feeling alone in a crowd. What do you do then? Well, you've just got to keep going in the direction you believe it's right for you, don't you? I remember one evening, and it was really around 7 p.m., I was walking through a busy train station. Students and workers heading home, people shopping, people alone, people with friends or children. and suddenly I stopped and looked around. I know you shouldn't do that in the middle of a crowded place. It's not recommended. It annoys people. But I did it anyway just for a moment. I wanted to see which direction everybody else was walking because for some reason, I felt like I was the only one going the opposite way. Well, of course I wasn't. It was just a strange moment when I felt out of sync with everyone else. I quickly moved away from the crowd, sat down, and started writing this song. In the lyrics, I included one of Henry Ford's famous quotes. Airplanes take off against the wind, not with it. It's something I tell myself when things get tough. Things that feel like they are going against you may actually be helping you, giving you strength. So, if you ever feel down, I hope you'll find this song encouraging. It's called 7 p.m.
7 p.m. at the station, I'm walking fast to catch my train. I don't know why it feels like I'm walking against the tide. I try to slow down, take a breath, and see what's passing by. Time goes faster when you want it to wait. Nothing ever stays the same. So go with the flow you choose, not with the crowd. Hey girl, it's alright. Don't let worries stay on your mind. Love your soul, follow your heart. Against the wind, not with it. Sunday night in my room, I'm thinking out loud, nothing amazing. Tell me what's so special about deep thoughts, do they help somehow? I'll try to slow down, take a long breath to see the world different. Stops running when you're caught in the storm. Things don't change as you wish. So go with the flow you chose. Don't just wait. Hey boy, it's alright. Don't let worries sway your choice. Love your soul, follow your heart. Against the wind, not with it. Yes, they all do. They go against the strong wind. That's the only way to take off. Make the wind your strength, not your wall. And know that you are the one in control. 7 p.m. at the station, I'm walking fast looking for an answer. Now I know why I felt I was walking against the crowd. I stopped and looked around. I found my way when I took a break. I stopped and turned around. I found a way to just carry on. Yeah, I'll carry on.
When I was growing up, I never heard the term global warming. Nobody around me talked about it. I'm sure scientists were already raising alarms, but their voices hadn't really reached us yet. December used to feel like winter, much colder than now. I clearly remember that winters were colder and summers were cooler. These days, December still feels like autumn. It's scary to think about, isn't it? I remember writing this next song in the middle of October. The weather was still warm, but I wanted to be in an autumn mood, especially because I knew I would publish it in November. November is supposed to be deep autumn, right? I wanted to feel the autumn leaves. Hear the soft rustling as you walk on leaf-covered streets, and breathe the cool air that stings your nose just a little. Oh, by the way, when I create song videos for this channel, I use an AI tool to create the music. But the lyrics, I write them all. They are my original work. In the level A and level B songs, I carefully choose words to highlight grammar structures, so each song becomes a lesson. In the level C songs, I let myself freely express my feelings and stories. I hope you find something in them that connects with your own emotions. This next one is one of those freestyle songs. You know, we usually think of translation as something that happens between different languages. But the phrase lost in translation here in a song doesn't only refer to that. It also describes misunderstandings that happen within the same language. It's a bit poetic here. And if you're watching from the Southern Hemisphere, I know your November isn't autumn and your December isn't winter. But I hope you'll enjoy the song anyway. It's called Autumn Whisper.
I love you, November. You're not slow fading summer. You're not Christmas glowing just yet. You're cool but never cruel. You are a time for reflection before they start wrapping up the gifts. I think of the year passing by, what happened, where I've been, what I did and didn't do, what I thought I'd held on to, and what slipped right through before my eyes. I kept calling, you never answered. I thought the silence was goodbye. I was waiting for my train to get to you, lost in all the noise on the platform. I got on, the air feels thin and the sky's so high. Birds fly away, I sigh, but I don't cry. Let's not get lost in translation. Let's get through this transition. Here comes autumn, and I hear a voice, you were there, but not with me. And August took you away to a place I couldn't follow. The heat waves are long gone, I hardly remember September. I took a different route home, the world felt foreign for 10 minutes. Streets I'd never been to before, houses I'd never seen. I slowed down and kept going while carrying summer on my mind. There goes the season we'll soon forget. I love you, November, though the days grow shorter and the nights deepen into solid ink. You're not loud, you are calm. You give me space to be alone. Before carols start to fill this old town, I look back on what came and went, what I said, what I heard, what I let go and should have kept, who I met, who I missed in this quiet month of the year. The air feels thin and the sky so high. Birds fly away, I remember I said to you, let's not get lost in translation. We'll get through this transition. Here comes autumn, and I hear wisdom. I'm still here, back on my feet. 3 Octobers passed, I barely think of us these days. And the cool air finally feels right. I play that sad song again, and somehow it makes me laugh now. The colors in the sky melt into copper leaves. Cosmos bloom, I breathe in. Though we got lost in translation, we got through this transition. Cosmos gone, and I hear a whisper. Leaves are falling, and the moon glows silver. It'll soon be winter again.
This year, I made 3 songs featuring the have plus past participle structure. This is something we don't have in Japanese, which makes it tricky to fully understand and actually use when you speak. I think I'll make more songs of the same series in the future. But you know what? If you pay attention to how the words work together and make your own phrases, I promise you'll get used to it in time. And this next song is the latest one in that series. As I mentioned earlier, translating between languages is one thing, but interpreting someone's words using your imagination can turn a story into something completely different from what the writer intended. So, I wonder how you interpret the beginning of this next song in your own mind. It could be between friends, lovers, or a parent and a child, as the lyrics suggest later. I became very emotional writing this one. My eyes got even teary when the video was finished. How is it possible that children grow up so fast? I have no idea. Here's I've Been.
You know I've been doing a lot of thinking lately. They say it's been raining hard over there. How have you been? What have you seen? Where have you been? You've grown up, you don't seem to need me. You're more than I could ever imagine. You've been on your own for so long now. That little hand that always held mine, I'd do anything to feel that again. Just keep a little room in your life, let me stay there quietly. Maybe you wanna talk again. You may not have known, but I've been missing our chats. I've been feeling kind of lost. I've been walking in circles. I've been learning to let go. You know I've been thinking a lot about you lately. I hear you've been traveling a lot these days. How have you been? What have you seen? Where have you been? You've changed while I was looking away. Oh, I'm sure I've made many mistakes. I've been silly to think it would never end. You don't let me hold your hand anymore. I'd give anything to go back to those days. Just drop me a line. Sometimes keep chasing your curiosity. I'll see you when you visit me. You may not have known, but I've been missing our chats. I've been feeling kinda lost. I've been walking in circles. I've been learning to let go. You haven't told me, but I know you've made many friends. You've chosen your path. You've come a long way. You've grown through it all. How have you been? What have you seen? Where have you been? Hope I'll hear from you again soon.
Before we reach the end of this video, I want to thank you for watching my videos, liking them, and even subscribing to the channel. I hope you've learned something from my videos this past year, or even from this one, if we've only just met today. Thank you also for leaving lovely comments. They warm my heart every time, and I can't tell you just how much they mean to me. For the last song today, I'd like to play one of the videos I published on my very first day as a YouTuber in December 2024. It's a song about friendship. I dedicated it to some close friends I hadn't been in touch with for a while. We use the phrase thank you all the time in every kind of relationship, even with strangers. We say it so often that sometimes the weight of the words feels light. Every thank you is lovely, of course, but when there is something deeper behind it, when you truly want to express your gratitude, that simple phrase becomes magical. It reaches the other person's heart. That's the kind of feeling I wanted to show in this song. And I think it's a good song to hear at this time of the year, or anytime you want to express appreciation. It's that time of year again.
It's that time of year again. The festive lights in town are telling me another year is passing by soon. As the nights fall early and the air grows so crisp and cold, I make myself a cup of tea and look back on what I have done this year. Well, I guess I have not done much. There's so much I wanted to do, and so many places I wanted to go, and I may not have been good to you, or maybe I have not been good to anyone lately, but you know I'm trying. Please know I think of you every day, and I just wanna thank you for being my friend. Yeah, I know it's that time of year again. The candle lights at home are bringing us memories of chestnut picking, and the heartwarming lyrics in the music from the radio make me think of all the faces I've been fortunate to have known. Well, I guess I could have done more. There's so much I meant to achieve, but so many moments just drifted away, and I may not have been around much, and I know I have not been in touch with you lately, but you know I'm trying. Please know I think of you all the time, and I just wanna thank you for being beautiful. There's so much I wanna tell you, let's open the wine. Put the phone down, we'll talk all night. But first of all, tell me how you've been. And you know I'm trying. Please know I think of you every day, and I just wanna thank you for just being there. Thank you for being in my life. Thank you for keeping me in your life.
And thank you so much again from the very bottom of my heart for watching or listening to this video. Have a lovely day or evening, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.